Remembering that we have this connection and we are not just this meat suit walking around is, I think, really important in addressing your whole health and wellness. Connecting all these pieces is the thing that we are missing from our healthcare. Let's do something different today and talk about your physical health and your spiritual journey. Let's dive in. I think these tips are going to be helpful no matter what your religion or what your beliefs are. If you believe we are a spiritual being of some sort, then I think this is going to help. What I have found is that often when you are going through a spiritual journey or just your journey in life and you become a little bit dissatisfied with where you are and what you're doing, a lot of times physically things will start to break down. And I personally think that this is the way of our higher self or God or universe, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a way of us awakening into that there's a bit more to life than what we're doing. And I think using the physical body is one way that, the universe gets this message to us or starts to communicate to us. Sometimes I think it starts in that we begin to wake up that when we realize we're not feeling so great in our physical body. Sometimes we may feel fatigued, sluggish, overwhelmed, exhausted, have anxiety, or we might have things like brain fog. This is sometimes that first wake-up call, and we start to feel the need for that physical transformation. And what we might be looking for, is really we need to transform internally with our thoughts, our mind, connecting to, our higher selves. But a lot of times it may often start with a physical journey, that physical transformation, looking to feel better, looking to, whether it's losing weight, looking to have more energy, whatever it may be for you. I always like to bring it back to remembering that we are spiritual beings or having a very physical or human experience, right? We're here in this 3D world doing all the things, but sometimes we forget that, our spiritual self is not outside of us. We are spirit living inside this physical body. And one of the things I often see in working with, my clients and my patients, sometimes something will go wrong in our physical reality or in our physical bodies or our emotions to really remind us that there's more to us than just that. It's often a wake-up call or a little shake-up because there's layers to us. We have emotions, right? We have our mind and we have our physical self. In yoga or yogic traditions, we have these sheaths or different layers to our body, spiritual body, our emotional body, and our physical body. This is similar to the principles in acupuncture or traditional Chinese medicine, where we have, our qi that circulates, and then we have other layers as well that include our emotions. And, you can't see an emotion, but it presents physically in your body. Often, how many times have you gotten angry and felt it in your gut that you were gonna throw hands, right? Or you get that emotion of fear, or maybe it may be, your whole body starts shaking. Like those emotions, you can't see them. Like, where are they coming from? They are manifesting in our body. So using our physical form to really connect to that and to remember that, I think is really important. How many times have you been stressed out and then gotten sick afterwards, or had a flare, or your back pain flared up, or your knee pain? So as a practitioner, as a provider, one of the things that I'm always trying to connect people or trying to get them to realize is that, yes, you may have a physical condition that pops up, but what's underneath that? Sometimes it may just be purely physical. A lot of times, though, the longer I practice, the more I realize it's usually something else going on. It could be emotional, it could be mental. You also need to address those things as well. Yes, come into the office, let's work on the knee, but then let's also maybe have a discussion about meditation or mindfulness or some other practice that will connect you to your higher self to kind of maybe release some of those emotions you may be hanging on to. So I think that your health and wellness and your spiritual journey, or whatever you want to call it, your soul, your higher self, whatever. I think that a lot of times, if you're having pain or if you're having, a chronic condition, sometimes it's worthwhile looking underneath that or looking beyond that to say, what else is going on? Is there an emotion underlying this? Is there a trauma underlying this? What do I need to learn from this lesson so that I can move forward? So I invite you to just think about that, chew on that, and maybe add this in. If you don't have a meditation practice, or if you don't have some sort of spiritual practice, or you're not connected to your emotions, to think about ways to really connect to those and to add those in. I personally love things like meditation and breath work to really ground yourself back into your body, to really connect back into that, to be aware of the thoughts you're having and be aware of the sensations in your body and what you're feeling and how you might kind of move through those emotions or move through those traumas. And so remembering that we have this connection and we are not just this meat suit walking around is, I think, really important in addressing your whole health and wellness. And this, for me, as an acupuncturist and a Chinese medicine practitioner, as someone who does yoga and a yoga instructor, like connecting all these pieces is the thing that we are missing, I think, from our healthcare. I think it's the missing piece a lot of times in our true health and wellness, true prevention, true wellness, true health. It is going to involve all of that. Again, just my opinion. You can take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I just invite you to think about this and to think about ways to add this into your daily life. So I hope that this was helpful. I hope you learned something. Hope I gave you something to think about. If you want to share an experience down below, please do so. Or if you have a question, please, as always, leave it down below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.